Hi, I'm Marianne from Afrotaku. Today we are going to talk about one underrated anime called Mononoke. If you're someone who watches anime, you notice that there are thousands and I mean thousands of anime out there, and more often than not, a lot of anime gets swept under the rug. Anime that go unrecognized for their unique art style, plot, and story. Here is one such anime called Mononoke. A Mononoke is an Ayakashi. An Ayakashi is an evil spirit. A Mononoke is born when an Ayakashi clings to a negative emotion. Mononoke usually comes about when someone is wronged in life, when there's bad karma, and when there needs to be vengeance. So Mononoke come to this world, cling to human emotions, and wreak havoc. The main protagonist of the Mononoke series is called Kusuri Yuri, aka the medicine seller. He has no name. He's just an elusive character that roams around Japan, finding Mononoke, clashing with them, battling them, and moving on to the next destination. However, he can't do this without finding the form, the truth, and the regret of the Mononoke. This means that he has to find what the Mononoke is, how the Mononoke came to be, and why it remains in this world, haunting its host. Although he is the protagonist of this anime, he serves as a silent observer. He just stands back, watches the side characters talk to each other, finds out what exactly causes the Mononoke to be. And then when he finds the truth, the regrets, and the form of the Mononoke, he unsheathes his sword. The sword that he uses to kill the Mononoke and exorcise it from this world. Now to the plot of Mononoke. Mononoke is a 12-episode historical horror series. Although it's just 12 episodes, you get drawn in each story. It's an anthology, meaning it's made up of different stories, different plotline, different adventures. With regard to the plot of Mononoke, this series is divided into 5 arcs, meaning there are 5 different adventures. I love Mononoke because it is not repetitive at all. Mononoke dwells on mature themes. It can go from something as simple as self-love and getting rid of what you truly are to please others, to dark themes like abortion, murder, suicide, and even incestuous intentions. But let's save that for when you actually watch it and then you know what I mean. Next, we talk about the art style and animation of Mononoke. Mononoke was directed by Kenji Nakamaru. Mononoke was directed by Kenji Nakamura, and he is known for using a lot of imagery and visual storytelling in his works. Mononoke is unique in the sense that the artist took a lot of liberties when it came to this anime. Although it's a horror anime, it could have easily been something very grim, something that's emphasized on jump scares and jarring imagery like blood everywhere and darkness, shadows. You would notice that in Mononoke, the artists were inspired by classical Japanese style of painting called ukiyo-e. That's a technique that was very popular from the 17th century to the 19th century. The artists really used this style of painting in emphasizing the historical period of the anime. It was set in the Edo period of Japan. So this style of painting sort of helps us understand the culture and the background of all the characters, and it really immerses us into the story. So it is clear to see that this art style was a very essential visual storytelling tool when it came to the anime. The art style is the major thing that draws the viewer in when he or she is watching Mononoke. You notice that when you're watching Mononoke, there are some textures in the background, some bubble crumpled paper textures, and it makes each frame look like a painting. And you also notice that the art style is a major storytelling device. For example, in the 5th arc of Mononoke, the last story, is set in the 1920s in the industrial era. So there's a jarring difference between that particular story and and the first 4, which were set in feudal Japan. In the last storyline, there are lots of browns and greys to symbolize the loss of wonder, the loss of nature, how everyone lost their sense of self in this industrial era of Japan. And the background characters are drawn in the form of mannequins, which symbolizes the lack of like I'm trying to get the words right in my head. This is very bad.
The art is your forte.
And I want to do it well.
Just give them to me. So you are going to talk about the mannequins.
Yeah, the mannequins.
So you're ready.
Okay.
You've got this. So the mannequins. Ready, go.
All the background characters, the unimportant characters in the 5th arc of Mononoke, are drawn in the form of mannequins to symbolize the loss of self, the loss of wonder in this industrial era of Japan.
Okay. That was very good.
I don't think I'm done with our stuff, but what the hell?
If you have more to say,
yes, I have more to say about the art. What I really like is how the anime talks about jarring topics using symbolism. Instead of using blood, for example, in the first arc, it uses a red cloth to symbolize a baby's umbilical cord after it was aborted from its mother's womb. It uses so many elements without having to show us the raw flesh, the raw blood, and the raw emotions in the horrified characters' faces. Next up, let's talk about the characters. You notice that there's basically just one main character in this series, the protagonist, the medicine seller. Although there are a whole lot of other characters in each storyline, each arc, the protagonist, the medicine seller, is the one who takes us through the mystery and the wonder of each story. He serves as a silent observer. He just sits back, watches the characters talk and reveal their truths. And then once they finally tell their true intentions, poof, he brings out his sword, slashes the demon and casts it away. The medicine seller is very mysterious. We don't know where he came from. We don't know how he got his powers. We don't know why he does what he does. There are no motivations here, but we just go along with it because the story draws us in so well. I forgot to mention, Mononoke is actually a spin-off of a series called Ayakashi. And the medicine seller was introduced to us in the last 3 episodes of Ayakashi. So I guess Ayakashi went so well that the producers of the show thought of making a spin-off series about Mononoke and the medicine seller. With regard to the characters, they are used as an essential tool in accelerating the plot. There's very good dialogue between the characters. In fact, I really commend the voice acting in this series. The banter is so fresh and it's so realistic that you think that you were with them, listening to them as they're revealing their sins and their wrongdoings. In fact, the side characters are the main people who do all the talking. You'd say they talk too much, but honestly speaking, that's how you get the story. The medicine seller just sits back, watches them, and the only time you hear him talk is when he talks like this, monotonously, as if he doesn't care. And then the rest of the characters just do the rest for him, just do the job for him, and he's all set to kill the beast. The characters here range from little children, babies, demons, to old men, murderers, and there's a wide variety of characters to choose from. My favorite character is the medicine seller, of course. Just look at him. Especially when he unsheathes his sword. He transforms into this, I don't know if it's a sword that turns into a human form, or he joins with the sword and becomes this killing machine, this powerful samurai person. You can really see that the artists who worked on this anime really enjoyed what they were doing. They even animated the lips. of the characters as they spoke. Lip syncing in anime, honestly, it's a huge deal. Usually you see them talking like this, and it's very generic and it's very boring. But when you notice these little details in Mononoke, it's a breath of fresh air. The soundtrack of Mononoke adds to the tone of Mononoke. It's very smooth, it's very light. The OP is a sort of jazzy feel. It has a sort of jazzy feel to it. And although it's not quite memorable, honestly speaking, I don't mind, really. And there's one song in it that is played at the most emotional parts of the anime called... Okay, sorry. I'm looking for it. It has a name. There's one song that is played at the most emotional parts of this anime called Samishigi. And it really adds to the gravity of those emotional climaxes. The director really made a wise choice when it came to the instruments used. They used a lot of woodwind, classical Japanese instruments, flutes, string guitars. That's also added to the atmosphere and the overall mood of Mononoke. Although Mononoke is as phenomenal as I say it is, there are some things that you should expect which should sort of put you off when you watch it. One, it's an acquired taste. I, for one, love the art style, but I don't know about you. A lot of people didn't watch this anime just because the art style put them off in the very beginning. Also, it's very slow paced. I get that there is a lot of emphasis on visual storytelling. So the animators didn't really use a lot of harsh, jarring movements. There's a lot of talking, one, and the story sometimes gets a little stale at a point because the characters aren't really moving along. If I was to rate Mononoke based on the art style alone, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. But unfortunately, because of the pacing and shortcomings, and the fact that there aren't any more episodes, I wish there were more episodes. Okay, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. If you're someone who likes historical anime with a lot of dark philosophical elements, I recommend Mushishi. And if you're also someone who is a huge fan of the art style of Mononoke, I'd recommend Gankatsu, The Count of Monte Cristo. Thanks for watching my review of this amazing surrealist masterpiece called Mononoke. If you have any other underrated anime that you'd like to recommend, leave a comment down below. Please like and subscribe for more.